This is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Hundreds of people made their way to EKU's Manchester campus today to get in line, hoping for the opportunity to see Vice President Mike Pence. The VP mainly addressed the opioid crisis in Clay County today and announced more funding is on the way to help. WYMT's Madison Pergram has more from Clay County.
One person after another, nearly 350 people lining up for one reason.
I just wanted to see the Vice President.
Simi Morris, a Corbin resident, says when he woke up this morning, he didn't expect to be standing here.
I come up with a ticket at the last moment.
To see the Vice President in Manchester, Kentucky.
It's tremendous. It's mind-blowing, to be honest. Just to think that such a small community, such a small town would have someone like the Vice President visited, it's unheard of.
Ruth Schillinger brought her 8-year-old daughter along for the experience.
We figured it would be a great opportunity for her to come out here and meet and see some of the top officials of the country.
Thinking it would be an opportunity to learn something new right in her hometown.
Why else better to introduce her to the government and stuff than in her own hometown?
But everyone in line wasn't from Clay County.
It was about a 3-hour drive for me, but I think it was good to know that they're close enough that you could just drive up for the day if I wanted to hear them speak.
Angel Logan is a UK student from Greenup County, making the 3-hour drive just to hear how they plan to improve the state.
And wanted to see what they're going to do to better Kentucky for us in the generations to come.
All while learning how she can pitch in.
And what we can do to help them make Kentucky better as well.
Moving one step closer to learning more, seeing the Vice President, and witnessing a historic day for the area. In Clay County, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
All 350 people in line made it inside to see the Vice President before the doors closed because of capacity restrictions. Officials did have to turn a few people away after the doors were closed, but gave them the opportunity to sit under an overflow tent. Now you will hear from the Vice President and learn more about his funding announcement and his surprise stop at Weaver's Hot Dogs in London. That's all coming up at 6. The Office of Attorney General Andy Beshear is weighing in on the spat between Lieutenant Governor Jeanine Hampton and Governor Matt Bevin's administration. Beshear used an Attorney General's opinion after a request from Hampton. The AG's opinion says the Lieutenant Governor has the power to hire and fire her own staff. The opinion, written by Assistant Attorney General Taylor Payne, does not carry the force of law. 2 of Hampton's staff members have been dismissed by Bevin's administration in past months. Hampton argued that she should have control over her own staff. In January, Bevin dropped Hampton as his running mate for re-election.
Well, we've seen plenty of sunshine here in the mountains today. It's been a pretty gorgeous day. A few of those clouds here and there, but as we go ahead and take a look at Whitesburg, you'll notice those mostly sunny skies. We're starting to see those clouds actually clear out a little bit as we head into the rest of those evening and overnight hours. You'll notice Jackson, a few clouds here and there, 85 degrees, dew point in the upper 60s, lower 70s, so feeling just a little bit warmer out there, definitely a little bit on the muggy side. Most of us are anywhere from those low to mid 80s, 90s, looking out into Richmond, Lexington, and even into Louisville, but here in the mountains a little bit cooler, even showing a nice 81 over into Somerset and into Wise as well. But it's been a quiet day. You'll notice that on satellite and radar. You can see those clouds that have been increasing down into parts of the Cumberland Valley, which is why they're into about those lower 80s, keeping you guys just a little bit cooler. Now as we head throughout the rest of the evening, we'll continue to see those temperatures drop, really just calm conditions as we head into the rest of those overnight hours. It'll change though as we head into tomorrow. Rain chances increase due to a cold front moving into the mountains. I'll have a look at that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes.
All right, thank you, Paige. As students fill the halls for another year, schools across the state are working to make sure they can do so safely. Amendments to Senate Bill 1 were signed into effect in March, tightening the focus on school security in Kentucky. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more on what these changes look like and how they are being implemented in Floyd County.
You might find it a little more difficult to visit a school this year.
Welcome to Princessburg High School. How may I help you?
Schools across the Commonwealth implemented new security precautions as an answer to Senate Bill 1.
You will press the button at one of our doors, our school doors, and you're asked a series of questions.
Floyd County Schools Superintendent Danny Adkins says those questions will help assess why someone is visiting.
Yes, I'm here to see technology, please.
May I see your driver's license, please?
Once you answer those questions, you will be expected to show a photo ID before gaining entrance. Then there is one more step.
As you're buzzed into our schools, you will sign in, receive a visitor's badge, and if you're going into the school, you will leave your keys at the front desk.
Adkins says the district added this extra precaution so the schools can keep track of visitors.
What if someone decides to hide in the school? They've not left anything and they check in. We never know if they've left. So now we're accountable. We can be accountable for everyone that enters and leaves our building.
He says the physical tokens being present will help keep track of the amount of people in the school, keeping the students as safe as possible.
The safety of the children is, that's the most important thing we're entrusted with to begin with, because if we can't keep them safe, then we can't help them provide that future.
Though the process is a lengthy one, Adkins says parents understand and appreciate the efforts.
That they'd be willing to do whatever it took to keep their children safe, and that's where we're at too. We're willing to do whatever it takes.
Even if that means taking a few extra steps. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Adkins says anyone intending to visit the school should make sure they always have a photo ID on hand. He says the process began yesterday in all Floyd County schools. Pike County schools have also shared similar entrance requirements on their school Facebook pages. People are still feeling the effects of that deadly gas pipeline explosion in Lincoln County. Today marks 1 week since it happened. Officials say a pipeline ruptured in the Moreland community. 58-year-old Lisa Derringer died. Emergency managers believe a gas line ruptured, sending flames approximately 300 feet into the air. People reported seeing the explosion for miles. A pilot even captured it from a plane 36,000 feet above ground.
Everybody's seeing it from miles away, talking about how bad it was. I can guarantee you it was a lot worse than they think.
The National Transportation Safety Board will be on scene for the next few days investigating what caused the explosion. A major report by the United Nations says climate change is creating a food crisis. The United Nations warns the way we produce and eat food is destroying the land. The UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change says a warmer climate means more deserts and potentially less food. Scientists who worked on the report say food shortages could lead to an increase in migration across borders, an issue that is, of course, already shaping politics in the U.S., Europe, and around the world. The UN recommends changing the way we eat to reduce the carbon footprint. The Finance and Administration Cabinet in Frankfort is selling land in the downtown area. That land includes much of the former Capitol Plaza. You may remember the city imploded the Capitol Plaza office building. About 12 acres are up for sale to be sold together. Victor Puente spoke to officials about the project and the requirements for potential buyers.
Secretary William Landrum has been on the job since 2015. He says reducing the amount of land owned by the state was a goal he's been working toward since day one.
Almost 73% of the property in Franklin County dealt with public property. And so I want to turn that over to the private sector.
In the coming months, developers will have a chance to bid on about 12 acres of land in downtown Frankfort to be sold as one lot. It includes parcels of the Capitol Plaza development area, along with the land beneath the Capitol Plaza Hotel and the Frankfort YMCA.
And I've talked with both of those organizations, and basically they will have a new landlord. I mean, that's all that changes.
Landrum says one big benefit is that property will then be added to the tax rolls.
And this will benefit the schools, this will benefit school children.
Potential buyers will visit the site this month, and their bids will be submitted to the state. In December, Landrum will write up a deed for the new owners. Whoever buys it must provide for a mixed-use development. They want to combine residential, commercial, and retail into one area.
I mean, I want to take advantage of the friendliness that Frankfort provides, and I want to take advantage of the historic windows to the past that Frankfort provides.
In Frankfort, Victor Puente, WYMT Mountain News.
Next Tuesday, there will be a ceremony revealing the name of the new building that's being built on the site of the old Capitol Plaza Tower. Setup is underway for Keeneland's inaugural Railbird Music Festival in Lexington. More than 30 acts are playing this Saturday and Sunday. The Raconteurs headline on Saturday. On Sunday, Hozier and Eastern Kentucky native Tyler Childers tops the list. Childers just appeared on The Tonight Show earlier this week and released a new album. Old Crow Medicine Show and Brandi Carlisle will also play. Organizers ask that you allow extra time for security lines if you're going and make sure your bag meets the requirements. Tickets are still available. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, a moving homecoming for a Vietnam fighter pilot. Learn more about Colonel Roy A. Knight, Jr. and how he was honored.
And a weak front approaches as we head into your Friday, but don't worry, we're still remaining dry as we head into the weekend before more rain comes a little bit later. Have a look at that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes.